Arsenal seems to be finally clicking post international break with an impressive performance against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League and a 5-star performance against Sporting CP in the Champions League. Since the comeback of Martin Odegaard, the team looks fluent in attack and in midfield. I think Arsenal have started to gain the momentum that they lost with the departure of Martin Odegaard due to injury. Let's break down the game and see how it went. Now there was a lot of pressure on this game for Arsenal, with a lot of media people questioning Arsenal's away performance in the Champions League. It has not been good for Arsenal with a nil-nil at Atlanta, loss at San Siro to Inter Milan, and this was the third game against Sporting CP. And Sporting CP, who has already defeated Manchester City in at their own home, and with an impressive performance from Gyökeres. But against all the odds, Arsenal stood up firm and not just won the game, but in the fashion that they won would have just amazed all the Arsenal fans throughout the world. It was a performance that all the Arsenal fans were hoping for over the last few weeks, and finally it has come through in Nottingham Forest and now in the Champions League in an away fixture. There were goals from all around the pitch, from Martinelli, from Saka to Kai Havertz, Gabriel, and Trossard, with a late goal. But the goal that took the limelight along with the celebration was the one from Gabriel Magalhaes, and he did the Gyökeres celebration. I don't know if he meant it personally, but he put it on his eyes. And normally, when I was trying to search over the social media on what kind of celebration did he do, a mismatch, or did he just try to mock Gyökeres? But to me, what I understand from this is Gyökeres has a celebration where he puts the mask on his face, but if you compare it with how it was with Bane, so Bane usually has a mask on his face, and he was defeated finally by Batman, who has a mask on his eyes, and the Gabriel celebration depicts the same, where there was a lot of rumor on how Gyökeres will run rapid and maybe score a lot of goals against Arsenal, but I think he was kept quiet for the whole of the game, and I don't remember any chances that he created which actually troubled Raya or any of the defenders. So I think it was a pretty impressive performance from the Arsenal defense, and the celebration is totally worth it. Now, Arsenal put pressure on Sporting right from the kickoff, where they were trying to make sure that Sporting doesn't have a way to pass through them, with pressure created from all the forwards players along with the midfielders, and Martin Odegaard leading that pressure. And it got rewarded from a superb cross that came from Timber on the right hand side, and I think he played very well. There were a bit of question marks on if Ben White is not there. He will be not there for at least 4 to 6 weeks now. With Timber, will be able to cope up with it, but I think he stands out, and I think he's better than Ben White in one or the other ways. It was a beautifully put cross, and it was just a tap in for Martinelli, which he takes it perfectly. Now, in just at the 21st minute, there was another well-worked goal from Arsenal from a pass from Bukayo Saka to Odegaard back to Saka, and Saka puts a beautiful cross in, which is just a tap-in for Kai Havertz. Saka already had taken down the keeper, and it was just a superb goal from Kai Havertz with just a normal tap-in, but with a lot of the heavy lifting done by Bukayo Saka already. And then comes this Gyökeres mocking moment from Gabriel from a well taken free kick from Arsenal, with Declan Rice taking that free kick and Gabriel Magalhaes just putting it at the back of the net, and then doing this celebration in front of the Sporting CP fans in terms of Gyökeres. It was something very interesting to see, and it would have amazed a lot of Arsenal fans along with Sporting CP fans. I think Gyökeres was not even aware that Gabriel did this celebration. I think they would be already a bit down since they were going 3-0 down just before halftime. But I think this was special from our own Batman. Now, at the 64th minute of the game, Odegaard is fouled where he drives at the Sporting defense, goes inside the 18-yard box, and he is fouled by two players, and there is a penalty given by the referee. Now, there were no debates as said because the penalty was a plain penalty, it was clear. and Saka steps up and takes that penalty beautifully. Even when the keeper dives at the right side, there is no chance for the keeper to stop it. It was wonderfully taken free kick for Bukayo Saka, which gave Arsenal the fourth goal at the 64th minute. And then towards the end of the game, in the 82nd minute, there is a shot that is taken wonderfully by Mikel Merino. It was hit with power and with good accuracy. The keeper tries to stop it, but then it rebounces it for a very easy tap in for Trossard, which gives Arsenal the fifth goal in the 82nd minute. And I think the game was already done for Sporting. They did have a chance to come back where they hit a goal initially in the starting of the second half, but after that, Arsenal put two past them again, which just put the game to end. There were a lot of substitutions that were made for Arsenal, with Sterling coming on, Marino coming on, and Trossard. And even there was a substitution for Gabriel Magalhaes where he was feeling something in his thighs, so he was taken off as well. Odegaard was taken off, and Nanveri was brought in. And I think I was really impressed with Nanveri, even though this was a pressure game and away game at Lisbon. But I think even though he had a 8 to maybe 12 minutes of cameo, including the added time, he was very impressive. And I think whenever he gets the ball, there is a feeling that he might do something. He is exciting. Apart from Odegaard, I don't see any other Arsenal midfielders who are exciting or maybe who can put in a pass that will be like, wow, what a pass, what a through that this guy has put. So I'm really looking forward to Van Vanveri this season. I hope he gets a bit more of the game time. Now, our star boy has been the shining light for Arsenal this season, where we had a couple of injuries that affected us, a couple of performances that didn't go well for us, and with the team not playing at the level they were playing for the last 2 years. But this guy has been the shining light for Arsenal. And Bukayo Saka for this is for Arsenal. He has played 17 games across all competitions with 15 goals and assists, 6 goals and 9 assists for him. He has been absolutely fighting for Arsenal and making sure that they are in par with the competition that they are playing. Now, for the whole of the game, Gyökeres didn't have a good performance. I think he was kept quiet by the defenders. There were a couple of chances that he created for himself from outside of the box where he took a shot, but it was never threatening Raya. So I think for more or less his performance was very average. But I think a huge credit goes to the Arsenal defense and the players for making sure that he is kept quiet because he is the best striker this season across all competitions. Maybe you can put Kane or maybe Haaland with them, but I think he beats them. He has been in sublime form, and he is somebody that Arsenal are looking forward. And I hope that he was impressed by Arsenal performance and would likely come to Arsenal. But I think it was another way of Arsenal should also be showing that they are capable and they are the right club for him. So, but I think the kind of performance that they put, I think that would have at least helped in Gyökeres if he has any double thoughts on coming to Arsenal. But the main thing boils down to the money. Will Arsenal give the money? Who knows? For me, the four standout players in yesterday's game were the first one was Bukayo Saka, second one was Martin Odegaard, who was running the show for Arsenal. Then it was Thomas Partey, who I think he was really impressive, and the fourth one goes to Gabriel Magalhaes, where he was trying to keep himself very close to Gyökeres, making sure he doesn't give them any room to run or turn around. Every time Gyökeres get the ball, it was either Gabriel or Saliba who was very close to him, making sure they put the tackle in as quickly as possible. In terms of the performance and match stats, it was 1.05 xg to Arsenal 3.89. Big chances, Arsenal created 5, took all 5 of them. Total shots were 19 to 13. Most of the shots for Sporting CP were from outside the box, for which didn't trouble Raya at all. There were a couple of decent shots, but I think more or less it was pretty much even. Goalkeeper says Raya had to make 18 saves to the other ones 4. Corner kicks from 8 to 3. Fouls, it was from 6 to 8. And passes, they had 497 passes to Arsenal 458. Tackles, they had 25 tackles to Arsenal's 20. Free kicks 8 to 5. And yellow cards 1 to 1. I think the referee let the game run pretty smoothly. He didn't do anything that could have maybe caused a debate or something like that. So I think the stats for both the teams were quite fair in that way. Now, looking at the SOFA score rating for all these four players that I just said, I think they had an impressive game. Everything that they did when it comes to key passes, in terms of clearances, accurate passes for Martin Odegaard, I think they were Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And somebody who has not seen the game, and if you just go by the rating for Thomas Partey 7.1, I think he deserves close to 8 or 8.5 at least. And for same goes for all the three, apart from Saka, maybe he is very close to 8.3, maybe 8.5 you can give him. But I think all of them had a wonderful game with Gabriel Magalhaes making sure and keeping Gyökeres quiet, Thomas Partey helping us build from the back, Martin Odegaard dictating the play in the final third, and Saka making sure putting in assists, putting in goals. So I think it was brilliant performance by all four of them. On Bukayo Saka, when he was asked if they made look Sporting CP average, he said, "We spoke it before the game. We know they haven't lost here this season and they have been a top team. We believe in ourselves. We just have to be us and go with confidence." And we did that. On Odegaard, he said, "He's an unbelievable player. The day he returned, there was a big smile on my face. You can see the chemistry we have now, how much I enjoyed playing with him. I'm happy that he is back and I hope he stays fit for the rest of the season." And so do we. And so do we hope that he stays fit for the rest of the season because we really need both of them. Arteta on his post-match interview, he said, "We wanted to make a statement. When you play in this competition, you have to enjoy it. What I loved about the team is how they flowed and played with purpose to make things happen." And in Bukayo Saka's post-match interview, he said, "We believe in ourselves. We have just to be us." And Odegaard, he was really happy. There was a big smile on my face. This is where we belong. And I do hope that the Arsenal team, they don't further have any more major injuries because we really need these players fit. Now the Arsenal, they are finally hitting back form, and I think they need to go on a good run of games in order if they are even thinking of catching Liverpool. They need to be in sublime form with making sure they get results after results. So do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who stood out for you in yesterday's game? Do you think it was Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes, Thomas Partey, or Odegaard? For me, it was either between Gabriel Magalhaes or Thomas Partey because I think they both were exceptional yesterday. Even with, like, I mean, all of them were, but for me, Thomas Partey was really impressive, and Magalhaes with one of the hardest job in keeping Gyökeres quiet, and I think he did it brilliantly. And do you think that Arsenal will now start to hit form, or do you think these are just two off games? So do let me know your thoughts in the comment section, please. So this is the video then and there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe with your friends, and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.